All right, family, we have a problem. Family, we have a problem. If you're already here, hit the like button for me and subscribe, okay? Subscribe to be part of the family. Yeah, those of you who have not yet subscribed, do that for me. Subscribe to be part of the family. It's very, very important. That is the free support you can give us, okay? Good. We are in Burkina Faso. And something serious happened in Burkina Faso. There has been attack on some Ghanaians in Burkina Faso in the Titao market. And this thing happened on 14 February. Now, on 14 February, the attack we are talking about, we have two solid attacks. One from Burkina Faso and another one happened in Nigeria. Two coordinated attacks by same individuals. These are not different individuals. Same individuals. It cannot be a coincidence. So let's get right into the details to understand how this thing happened, why it happened, and then the way forward. Now, this is it. On the Saturday, 14 February 2026, when everybody is celebrating their Valentine and then carrying out their love vibe, a truck carrying tomato traders from Ghana was caught up in attack in Titao. Titao is a town in the northern Burkina Faso. When you check on your map right now, I mark it there. It's somewhere closer to Mali, thereabout. It's at the northern side. All right. Now, these are the people that were affected. The vehicle was carrying tomato traders, people from Ghana who were transporting their tomatoes. They got to Tito market and then the attack happened. We are dealing with the first attack that happened in Burkina Faso, which involved Ghanaians, and then from there we go to what happened in Nigeria. All right. So first, when the thing happened, it wasn't really clear how many people died and the casualty and all that. Now all details are out. According to some details on Joy News, with some details on TV3, one of our mainstream media, not one of our mainstream media, TV3 and Joy News. TV3 interviewed some individuals who know or have detail of what exactly happened. According to them, 7 people who are Ghanaians, they died. And on Joy News, when you combine both of them, you realize this is how the whole thing happened. The people came. They were on their normal, usual business activity. And when they got to Titao, the attack happened in the market randomly. And according to the people who give the account, these stateless people were not aware that the guys who were in the truck were Ghanaians. That is according to them. But we'll find out whether they are Ghanaians. They knew and then because according to them, sometimes when things like this happen and then they realize that the people are Ghanaians, they give them passage. They don't attack Ghanaians. But this time, the thing went different. Men in front of the truck and women were at the back of the truck. All the men in front of the truck were offline. Now, one of the driver actually locked himself in his car that, look, he's not going to come out. So the driver was kind of like a little bit tough to the command of these stateless people. What they did was that since you want to remain in the car, no problem. They locked him in the car and then the entire car fire. Sad situation that happened in Titao market. Even as I'm talking to you, the entire details of how many people are dead are not fully out, because on TV3 I heard that 7 people were unalive. But according to detail, look like it could be more. I don't know. More details might come out later, but available information is what I'm giving you. The Ministry of Interior actually communicated the thing. When the thing happened, Burkina Faso communicated to the minister or the ministry, and then they responded, and then they said they received disturbing news from Burkina Faso, which involved our traders who were caught up in an attack. According to eyewitnesses, it is not that these stateless people knew that these are Ghanaians and then they were targeted, all right? I said targeted, forgive me, yeah. So it is not like these are Ghanaians and then they targeted the Ghanaians and then went attack Ghanaians. It was coordinated attack. And the people who died that I'm mentioning to you right now are the Ghanaians involved. Others who are Burkina based, I don't know how far yet. More details will be coming out and I'll be publishing that also. Currently, as I'm talking to you right now, the Ghanaian embassy or Ghana's embassy in Burkina Faso is working with local authorities of Burkina Faso to secure the site of the attack and verify the status of the traders involved in the attack. Now let's pause from here and switch to Nigeria and understand what happened in Nigeria. Then we come back to understand how this whole thing cannot be a coincidence and why Ghanaian traders are actually in Burkina Faso, but this time hustling tomatoes. Some of the traders have spoken right from Ghana here, and then I'll come and explain to you how warnings were issued to the drivers and people who were involved in this incident in Burkina Faso. Warnings were issued from our embassy, from the security personnel, and some of them who fell victim actually, according to some report that I'll mention to you from credible sources, they ignore the warnings, which if they could have or they have listened to these warnings, these things would have been prevented. But they ignore the warning. We are coming back to that, so stay tuned, right? This is what happened in Nigeria. On the same day, 14 February, some stateless people launched coordinated dawn attack on 3 separate communities in northern Nigeria on Saturday, 14 February. The attack took place in the Bogu area of Niger State, which border Kwara and Katsina State. 3 communities within this area were attacked, and 32 people were killed in this particular incident in Nigeria. There are also reports that a lot of people were adopted, and the exact number of people who have been taken out of the town, kidnapped, are not yet confirmed as I'm speaking to you. These people went there at dawn and then did the whole thing where the civilians were sleeping, and this thing happened. On the 14th, this thing happened in Nigeria, and then a similar thing is happening in Burkina Faso. So it tells you that Africa is dealing with a complete, how do you call it? Should I say invisible army that we need to pay serious attention to? This is the reason why I'm disagreeing that these people don't know that these are Ghanaian. I believe they know, because the goal is to disrupt the economic activity, because the tomato, let's talk about that even. Why are Ghanaian traders, why Ghanaians are trading tomatoes in Burkina Faso when we have fertile land here? Currently, the Burkina Faso government, they are going to deploy, because of this thing that happened, they are going to intensify the security on this line, particular, which is the root of this tomato business. Now, the route, there is a well-established trade route. According to report that I have from TV3 also, the man who gave the report, 2 people were interviewed. The person was explaining that the traders, there is a body in place making sure that they tell the traders and those who transport the women and the goods, certain places not to pass, certain places to pass. There are well-established routes for these things, and sometimes they check and get that security from the security forces of Burkina Faso to determine whether our traders should pass here today or they should pass the other side tomorrow. According to the man, some of the drivers, they did not listen. They ignore all the warnings and possible measures that they could have taken to avoid this, because they gather intelligence from the soldiers. The soldiers are gathering intelligence, communicating that no, this route is not passable today, take the other route. The other route is not passable today, because they are reading what is going on the road and they are tracking these people. But the drivers ignore. So this could have been avoided actually, but the ignoring of warnings caused this whole thing. Burkina Faso is a major tomato supplier for decades. Burkina Faso have been one of the main sources of fresh tomatoes for market in Ghana during our off-season, because the tomato from Burkina Faso is cheaper, abundant, and harvested year-round. They don't have off time. They have invested in irrigation so much that tomato is always available. We are talking about desert land over there. Our people will leave fertile land here because government refused to invest in irrigation, proper irrigation, and invest in one of commodities that people use in our houses, tomatoes. When you go to our market at Bogbolosi, Kumasi Central Market, Techima, when you go to these places, tomato originated right from Burkina Faso. Ghana, we use $400 million to import tomatoes from Burkina Faso. Now, Ghanaian traders, they physically travel to Burkina Faso because they want to go and buy directly from farms and wholesale market. At the same time, to supervise the loading to avoid shortage and spoilage, cheating, and co. That is why Ghanaians are physically present during the recent attack, because normally, they can just call, they know their customers, and then they will load their truck and bring them to buy. The women want to go so that they will not give them any spoiled tomato. If you are not on the ground, things can go offward. You bring tomato home, spoiled tomatoes. You know how women, they like to check the things very well. Our women are careful people. But anyway, let's put that aside. The narrative that I'm not agreeing with is that to say that the Ghanaian traders were not targeted, random attack, and then these people fell victim is what I don't want to take. Our market women were interviewed here by TV3, and the women explained something. They said Burkina Faso's government right now, when you go to the market, you can even see on your screen, the market is empty. The boxes that tomatoes are full all the time, the boxes are empty. And the women are explaining that, look, Burkina Faso right now, the government has opened 4 tomato processing factories, and because of that, big factories. Because of that, when you go, Burkina also, if they like, is when they will sell to you. If they don't like, they will not sell to you. So it becomes a struggle for tomato is now becoming gold. So they are pleading the government to invest in irrigation so that we can have tomatoes all year round as Burkina Faso is doing. Why can't we also do the same thing? Then this could have been avoided if we have proper irrigation, that our women will not be traveling to other countries. The business activity is helping both countries, but right now, Burkina Faso, they have added value processing machine to their tomato or to their tomato activity and business. So instead of selling, they want to, make more profit. When they put it here, they do more profit here. It become a thing that if you sell it, you not have a lot profit than you working on it here, and then you rebrand it and sell. So there's more profit now, whether they sell it or not. It left our traders vulnerable and stranded. Tomato is short in the market. Sometimes tomato can be short in such a way that you go to market and buy tomatoes one Ghana cedis. One Ghana cedis. In Ghana here. So I think this thing could have been avoided, and it is a sad situation, but the fact that our drivers, you have been receiving information from people, you are working with people, the authorities, they have a body they communicate to, and that body communicate to you. Our embassy in Burkina Faso, you have intelligence line. Why would you ignore the warnings and possible warning and step that you need to take? You ignore and say, oh, no. Sometimes the routes that they direct the drivers to take is long route because of the activities of these stateless people in some of the road. Okay, now it become a lazy thing. Why would we go and tell we can use this one shortcut? The shortcut, they said it is not available at this point because these guys are on the line and then the soldiers are tracking them. So they did not pay attention. So they should be paying attention to these things so that they can be avoiding these things. But I believe that the government of Ghana, this is a call to you to do better in the tomato industry. Our mothers, we have fertile land, and we can invest in proper irrigation to make sure that we harvest tomato all year round without off seasons. So we are appealing to the government to intervene in this regard. More details will be coming out, and I will keep you updated. So make sure you subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, by the way. All right, respect.